The president tonight will almost certainly tout the administration's so-called success on the Iranian nuclear deal.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, well, that's where I was going. Maybe if you could just make some comments on that, and what in a Bush administration can we do to get back on top of this issue?
Yeah, there is a naive view in the administration, I think, that mullahs and dictators go quietly into the night. That all you have to do is respect them. In fact, unilaterally concede. When we started on this journey of the nuclear agreement, there were pretty tough expectations by the president that there would be a prohibition of any capability to build a weapon. Now, it's a decade, that there would be all sorts of conditions that would make it impossible for Iran to be legitimized as a nuclear power. Now, the exact opposite is the case. We have legitimized them. And that has created real disorder in the region. You see what's happening now with Saudi Arabia and other countries feeling like the United States has changed teams. And when that happens, you have everybody realigning in a different way, and the disorder is going to create grave challenges for the world and for the United States. So I would confront the ambitions of Iran. Today, we don't have all the details, but there are, I think it was a dozen, right, Bob? 10 Navy personnel, it's been announced without much details, that are captured by the Iranians. We don't know all the details, but here's the deal. If this is this new era of cooperation with Iran, why would they do that? Why would they launch a missile test in defiance of the sanctions that exist? Why would they double down on their support of Hezbollah and of Assad, the most brutal regime in the region, if not the world? Why would they do what they do? They do what they do because they said they were going to do it. Don't be surprised. This is how they roll. This is what they said they're going to do. Sometimes you have to take your enemies and accept their words at face value. And if that's the case, then we need to confront their ambitions across the board, including reauthorization of sanctions that would create real sacrifice. The only way they'll change is for the Iranian people to rise up. And I think the fact that we would negotiate this deal and still there are 4 Americans held hostage is shameful. It is absolutely shameful, and it sends a signal to the rest of the world that America is weak and vacillating and changing teams. And this chaos that has ensued because of it, you're right. I think the president will find a way in his alternative universe to say that this was a heroic, great deal. Gosh, I just think he's wrong on this, and he's very naive. So what would I do beyond that? On day one, I would announce that we're moving our embassy from Jerusalem to Tel Aviv to send a signal that we're back in the game in the Middle East with our strongest ally. And I would say to the Israelis that we would negotiate the extension of an agreement with them that made sure that they had technological superiority. After this agreement was signed or announced, the Death to America and Death to Israel parades and marches continued on. They are an asymmetric threat, an existential threat to Israel, and we need to show our support to create a deterrent effect for Iranian action. So, I'm glad I'm here not watching the speech, because it would be painful to watch a president that's kind of missed this whole issue about America's role in the world and our leadership and our capacity to create a more peaceful world by our actions of strength and being consistent about our policies rather than running around all over the place and creating chaos, because that's what we do. Yes?